All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akal Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect which in his word in truth and in sincerity, with hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling in called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to get straight into this lesson, I was interrupted, I want to say, yesterday while doing this same lesson. So this is just a local follow-up. So this is Luke 21. And verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. And recently we had a sign from heaven. But who consider these things as a sign of the end of this age? So let's jump straight into this clip.
While your friends and family slept maybe somewhat peacefully throughout the night, our world just got a lot more dangerous. In fact, in the last 13 days, we have seen disruptions to our entire country that many people said was never going to be possible. An already volatile conflict between Iran, Israel, and Western governments surged into what the military fears now will be the early stages of a broad global war. In the span of just a few hours, less than 24 hours ago, Iran launched 5 separate missile attacks against Israel while expanding their military pressure across multiple conflict zones in our world. Military officials confirmed that Hezbollah missiles managed to go completely past Israel's Iron Dome system, striking deep into Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Reports from international media show that Israel has entered into what could be considered a military lockdown. The streets are empty. Civilians forced to take shelter inside of homes, indoors, and in bomb shelters. Sirens echoing across major metropolitan and populated areas. The expanding campaign of Iran now stretches across the entire Middle East, and the forces of Iran have reportedly launched attacks targeting new targets against Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Iraq, and Israel simultaneously. In Iraq, in a few hours period, 6 drones were sent toward the Baghdad Diplomatic Support Center. This is where U.S. American diplomatic personnel are housed. It's near the airport. 5 of the drones intercepted. 1 penetrated the defensive perimeter and struck deep into the compound. This strike raises serious questions about the vulnerability that Americans working abroad and infrastructural control systems overseas have to contain this conflict. It also signals a dramatic escalation, one that suggests the United States of America is about to take one step into the deep end of the pool. The Iranian state media released footage describing what it says is a new and fresh wave of multi-warhead missile launches that will be aimed at targets across the entire Gulf region. They have come out and said the American people better get ready for $200 per gallon oil, and then that equates to $12 per gallon gasoline, $8 to $10 per gallon diesel. Now, I have a video that maybe we'll get to today of Tim Burchett saying that we are getting screwed. Retailers are already increasing their prices for oil they paid less on 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard issued a statement saying that only a complete surrender of Donald Trump will stop this war. The United States responded with an increasingly sophisticated military attack. In one operation that was described by defense analysts as psychological warfare, we saw hundreds of decoy drones flooding Iranian radar systems, the ones that are left standing. This created false images of incoming American fighter jets. Iranian defenses, distracted by these fake or phantom aircraft, were ending up just striking drones in the air that had no missiles, no warheads. America's newest stealth bomber, the B-21 Raider, was observed conducting lengthy mid-air refueling tests right here over the U.S. state of California. That, of course, suggests that the Pentagon is preparing for this aircraft to meet deployment. Strategic targets are being dismantled across the Middle East. Communications towers in Iranian stronghold positions at the mouth of the Strait of Hormuz have been destroyed. Control over the strait is one of the most contested parts of this war, and the globally economic shockwaves that we are telling you about are beginning to form in ways that everybody can see them. The International Energy Agency proposed and said that we may need to continue the release of a strategic oil stockpile. Europe began mobilizing their positions. 7 different NATO-aligned countries, including Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Greece, and the United Kingdom, deployed their warships to what will be, according to some, the first stage of World War III. The chaos is now spreading beyond military targets. Iran said that don't go anywhere within 1 kilometer of a bank, anywhere in the world, because those are the future targets of the Iranian administration and their proxy allies. Even within the USA, authorities are on high alert. We just saw those Pennsylvania late teenagers, young adults, charged with terrorism after they threw the potentially explosives, but thankfully didn't go off, devices right next to police officers. Donald Trump responded to the Iranian claims that the nation possesses inalienable rights to enrich uranium. And here's what he said. America has the inalienable right to stop them cold. He signaled that Washington will use whatever means necessary to delete the Iranians' ability to enrich uranium. But if we're looking at the most...
So, as I said, I'm here right now. Then I understand that this is how Bashir Shah is doing. You know. So as I said, this was just a follow-up on the video that I did. So this is Isaiah 34 verse 1. It's a come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all things, and all that is therein. And read it all. Come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations. And that's what you see, where you see a transfer right now. You see a transfer right now. Yahweh Bashir Shai is behind it all. Yo. He's the one working on the minds of the kings, you know, to bring them to this catastrophic event, which is World War III. But before that, you have a collapse in the economies around the world to push forth this new way of life, which is going to be you receiving an RFID microchip implant so you may buy and sell, participate in society. So it's transparent now concerning nations flaring up, going at each other. These things were already declared in the scriptures. When I read it, Revelation 8, it made mention of 3 woes. We're in the one that come quickly, yo, which is the third woe. So we're back in verse 2, it says, for the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain shall be cast out, and their skin shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood. So all let's say these nations are kick up and go on. Them not even know say how about Shimei Shai. I draw them to this great war. So we'll see a chance right now, as it's written in Matthew 24. We're not supposed to be troubled. You know? We are rejoiced over the end of this age, yo. So I hope this is edifying, showing you what's going on. With that I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodesh. Shalom.